Hey, it's your boy Sergeant Hooked on Heroes, hitting you with third, I think, video of my series for Power Month. The most badass moments in Power Rangers. Now, some of these seasons I was not the biggest fan of, so it's going to be harder to pull out badass moments in them. Last video, of course, we talked about Beast Morphers and the moments within that I thought were pretty cool. And now we're on to a season that I probably it was probably just as much of a wet fart of a season to me as the Sentai was. I know people shit on Ninja, but Ninja was a little bit more boring to me than I thought it was going to be going in. It gets better near the end of it, and some of the extra versus content and other extra V cinema type stuff is pretty good. But I just wasn't as super excited jumping into it as I was with other seasons that I've seen of Sentai. And I do think that Ninja Steel had a decent setup. There's just a lot of story beats that I feel like they dropped out of nowhere. The main thing, my own issue, I just want to talk on this briefly, is that the main character, Brody, is described as being basically kidnapped and forced to work as basically a slave on this, alien ship or whatever for the, galactic, whatever, game show thing. But he never deals with any trauma over that or survivor's guilt that he was one of the only ones that survived out of the people they captured or anything. It was kind of goofy that they kind of dropped that and didn't do much with it. He just became the person that just kept saying epic all the time. But I would say that I think one moment in particular I really did love was the debut of Gold. Although it's a missed opportunity not only for the Ninja Steel Rangers to not transform with their swords like they did in Ninja, because I always thought that was really cool. The nin, 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 and the Shuriken Henge. I don't like the morphers that they use. They're like a weapon that was a one-off weapon in the Sentai that they made the morpher. And then Gold's is just a gold paint version of it, so it's really boring. But I like that they were fairly creative in the way that they made the civilian identity of Gold be this country singer. This country singer who would wear cowboy hats all the time, and it would make sense that the powers would form their self to kind of fit what he already was. So that made sense, because in the Sentai, he's literally a ninja from the United States that is like a cowboy, like a straight cowboy. And that's, how he operates. He has a little burger morpher, which they didn't use, which would have been harder to make it serious in the United States to use it, but I still like the little bam bam the changey. I still like the little jingle for it, but his debut was pretty good. I like how he came into it. I like that it was unexpected for the team. They weren't expecting him to be the one that was the Gold Ranger or that had the powers. And then later on, some of the revelation stuff about him actually being Brody's brother was cool, but I get he's been separated from so long, but you would think he would still somehow be able to pick up on before they reveal it that he's his brother. I get that memories were messed with and whatever, but I feel like even if you hadn't seen your brother in years and years, you have a feeling that maybe it's this guy my brother, and ask him or talk to him about it before that. So that was a pretty cool debut. I liked that. I don't really like a lot from Super Ninja Steel, except I did like the team up between Ninja Steel Blue and Dino Charge Blue for a little bit, but that's just because it was Yoshi and Peter Sudarso, who are brothers in real life, and Yoshi is a huge Sentai fan, but then Peter is too, and I remember watching that Power Morphicon footage where he came up on stage, Yoshi did, and got to announce the cast, and he goes, and the Blu-ray Ninja Steel Ranger, Peter and he loses his shit because his little brother is a ranger too, just like him, and a Blue Ranger. So their little mini team up was cool, having Sledge in it again, and just their little mini team up and Morph and all of that was pretty awesome. But yeah, those are probably the two standout moments to me. It's harder to pull ones from Ninja Steel because I really wasn't a fan of it. I didn't even really finish it until after it aired, and then eventually I did. But it wasn't an awful season. It just felt just kind of mediocre and kind of I just didn't really care all that much. But I still think it had decent moments, those two being the standouts. The runner-up to that would probably be what they attempted to do with the footage from Ninja, where there was, because in the story of Ninja, the Red Ranger of the team, his dad is a character, and his dad's dad, so clearly his grandpa, is a character as well. and it's all about like legacy and like living up to this legacy, and they're always making fun of the dad that he doesn't have any nintality, like ninja power, and he's a dork and blah blah blah. Where there's a moment where all three of them get to be basically the Red Ranger, and they do that a bit in Ninja Steel at the end of just normal Power Rangers Ninja Steel, not Ninja Super Steel or Super Ninja Steel, whatever. They can never keep that straight in the show. Where they're fighting whatever his name is, the bad guy that nobody gives a crap about. And Brody's Ninja Star like splits into pieces. Brody's Ninja Star splits into pieces, and he gets some of it. His dad is finally freed or whatever, and then Mick also. So they all got to morph, but then it never happens again, and it kind of bothered me because it was like this one-off thing. And then they didn't save it for like the end of the whole series. They saved it for the end of the first half, and I think that was a little ridiculous. Still cool to see Kelson Henderson in a full-on actual legitimate Ranger suit that wasn't the fake orange Ranger suit. But it kind of gets held back by the story kind of falling apart. My own opinions about Brody's dad being the greatest ninja who ever lived. Okay, what about the Wind Ninja Academy, the Thunder Ninja Academy, Ninjor, like, excuse me. But anyway, that'd be like a runner-up moment. But overall, it wasn't like a garbage season, but it definitely was a bit of a wet fart in terms of following up from Dino Charge, which we'll get into next time, and I'm really excited to talk about that. But let me know in the comments below, what did you guys think about Ninja Steel? Did you love it? Did you hate it? In the middle? Somewhere else? What were your favorite moments or least favorite moments? I love to see the conversation starting. Getting some decent views on some of the videos for this, so I really do appreciate it. I really clearly have a love for Power Rangers. I would not be here today with all the Toku stuff I have if I didn't first start with watching Power Rangers. So I wanted to do something that shows how much I do love the franchise and the moments that stood out to me that made me a passionate fan. But as always, thank you so much for liking, commenting, subscribing, all that good stuff. But as always, stay hooked on heroes. I'll talk to you later, and may the power protect you. Bye-bye.